Hello and welcome to today's meeting. Today is Wednesday, September 28th, and we are here for a C4C community meetup. I'll start with a little about the C4C, Cardano for Climate. Through Catalyst, Project Catalyst, the platform committed to generating the highest levels of community innovation. Individuals from across the world are coming together, that's us, to address humanity's greatest challenge. Our goal is to support all proposals and projects related to social and environmental action on Cardano. All the projects are. Cardano, the blockchain that aims to be energy efficient and environmentally sustainable. We all know this slide, I'm gonna let you read it.
Things may break.
There you go.
Let's continue.
There we go. What began as a challenge has grown into a community. Our goal is for Cardano to make the world better for all people, animals, and the living planet. We are creating an open source collection of resources, experts in various fields, and links to other community groups in Catalyst and Cardano. We are a bridge between the off-chain and on-chain communities addressing climate change. We are a place to collaborate with others through our social media platforms like Telegram, Discord, YouTube, Meetup, and at our weekly meetings, which is one we're happening right now, and our monthly events. What we do is onboarding, education, and promotion. And how we do it is through engagement, action and impact, and collaboration. Together, we can face humanity's greatest challenge and create solutions on the Cardano blockchain. Okay, today, our agenda is sort of based on a past, present, and future. And I think because I love the sound of my voice, I think I'm just gonna rip through these if you guys don't, if you don't have objections. In the past, there we all are. Whoa, we just skipped through the past quite quickly. In the past, go back up here. We are in the C4C, we're talking about the website, documentation, and Ikigai workshops. Basically, all those things are going on, or have been going on, and our past updates on the events are on-chain your impact and all the other little events and things that we do. Skipping right ahead to the present, the voting results and the cooldown and reflection period, and our birthday reflection videos. We will, I think I've got some links to share for you about that. But the real thing is getting down to this community council that's happening in a little bit.
Hey, Newman, we lost your screen. I don't know if you're still sharing or not.
Yeah, yep. Now I'm just trying to figure out where we are in the slide deck. I do want to start a discussion a little bit. I know that this is probably what we want to get into in our community council, but the voting results. I know that there are a lot of people who were funded and are sort of experiencing the thrill and the joy of that type of validation. And then there's a lot of people who were not funded and they are experiencing, I am experiencing sadness and disappointment. We will share more about this in the community council. So as an executive decision, I think we'll wait to talk about the voting results unless somebody has something specific they want to bring up right now. I'd be happy to entertain those. Otherwise, we can talk about Little Fish. We're partnered with Little Fish to do Ikigai onboarding, new word. And the Ikigai is a method for discerning a life's purpose or a community's goals, an individual or community goals. The Little Fish have focused on this and are bringing to our community a workshop as they go through a set process to define things. It really does work out perfectly in the cool down and reflection period. This is one of our initiatives at C4C. Does anybody have a minute or so to talk about the Ikigai onboarding workshops?
Did you want to share your screen again?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Maybe I'll just connect it to the voting a little bit and a positive note of the voting. So Ikigai that started, I don't know, 6, 7 months, 8 months ago, Chekan. I know you are here.
I think it was back in April that we started.
Back in April, yeah. So, and with a lot of persistence and hard work, and didn't get funded initially, and then got funded 1 proposal, and now, I mean, it's such a strong already community and energy, and so much work has been done. And it's so great to see now also that they did so well in this fund. And it's just the beginning of this incredible community project. So yeah, just to shout out for that. Well done, Chekan.
Excellent.
And I wanted to give a shout out to Chekan for leading C4C through a Ikigai workshop. There was a proposal in Fund 9 that got funded to do this with multiple communities and taking it out there as a concept, but he's kind of trialing it with C4C and has been taking us through it over the last few weeks. And for those who don't know, Ikigai is really about finding that intersection of doing what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And through the Little Fish kind of methodology for the Ikigai, you can really kind of outline what your Ikigai is, and it maps really nicely to the Little Fish model of actions and rewarding people for doing things, and that helps you find like how your Ikigai fits with a group. And we've been going through our kind of our roles and our model and the things here at C4C that we do, and hopefully it'll become much more clear for people coming into the community, like to see where they can map their Ikigai to what we do and jump right in and start contributing. So it's really exciting stuff.
And if you're interested in more Ikigai things, you can contact any of us or Chekan, or roll over to the social channels, likewise for C4C or at Little Fish. Just briefly, we can talk about the Community Council. For if folks don't know about it, just as like a teaser, Nori, could you give us just a minute or so on what we might expect at the Community Council?
Yes, so Community Council is an experimental for this community tool just to help us build a stronger community relationship, create a safe space where we can share and really be able to communicate at a deep level. Like C4C, like Little Fish, is what I would probably term as a teal organization, and we're building these new decentralized kind of mechanisms to help us work together as a community. We're going to be doing later today in this meeting what's called Way of Council, and it basically has 4 main intentions. And the structure is there's going to be a circle of people who are going to be speaking, and there will be a virtual, in a physical space, there's a talking stick or a stone that gets passed around, and whoever holds that object can speak, and nobody else is supposed to speak. There's no crosstalk. There's no conversations happening. It's a sacred space where the person holding this thing can speak. In Zoom, where whoever's going to be in the circle will raise their hands, and we'll take them in hand order. And after you speak, you lower your hand. And the intentions of Way of Council are 4. One is being, actually, let me bring it up here so I can share that. So we have a document.
I've got it shared in the chat. So right there,
okay.
we just posted up our little primer about it, so you can bring that up. Go ahead.
Okay. Awesome. So the 4 intentions are: 1, speaking from the heart, and that's really to speak courageously, speak honestly, and share what's coming up for you at that moment. 2 is really the biggest job, and that's listening from the heart. So as a community, we're here to bear witness to what people are saying. So we ask that in council, everybody turns off Telegram, Discord, put your phone on airplane mode and disconnect from the world and be 100% present for this person who's sharing into the circle. And so because of the structure of circle, this is the big one, because you're going to spend 99% of your time here bearing witness to what's being said. And we're here to support each other as a community, and to really take in what people are saying and sharing and being able to incorporate that into what we're doing. The third one is being lean of expression. So there may be a lot of people who want to say a lot of things. So say what you need to say, like don't cut yourself short, but also don't take more space than you need. And that's also a practice, like figuring out what that balance is, because we don't want to dominate the space, but we want to make sure that we say what we need to say. So we call it being lean of expression. And then fourth is spontaneity. So this relates to number 2, listening from the heart. If you're truly listening, you shouldn't be thinking about what you're going to say when your turn comes around. And that becomes very like, oh, I'm next. What am I going to say? And you stop listening to the current person and start going. But the fourth intention is just spontaneity. So don't do that. And when you get the talking stick or rock or your hand is next in line, just speak with whatever is coming up for you at that moment and be really honest and put it in. And then we do add a fifth intention here, which is confidentiality. So kind of like Fight Club, what happens in council stays in council. And if people are sharing things that are really personal or upsetting or whatever, don't bring it up outside of council unless they invite you to. Everything here should be treated as sacred and a sharing of the moment. That's also why we're not recording. And so those are the 5 intentions. The actual Zoom mechanisms, as stated before, we'll raise our hands and we'll go in hand order. Because there's a lot of people here, usually council works best in small groups of 5 to 10. So what we'll do is create an initial circle, and then we're going to do the spiral variation of this, which down in the middle of the document is called Honing the Issue, the Spiral. And what happens is people in the inner circle move to the outer circle when they're done talking. And then they just listen. And then as people leave the inner circle, people from the outer circle, if they're moved to do so, can raise their hands and join the line to speak. And so it'll be in our C4C snail Fibonacci kind of style, we're going to be spiraling in and out of the circle. So feel free to join when you're moved to do so. And if you've spoken, cede the space for other people to also step in and share. And that's a high level overview. If there are any questions,
Yeah.
I see A has his hand up.
That's off, yeah.
Off, yeah. Off, yeah.
No, it's not. It's A.
Oh, it is A. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, Newman. Yeah, just a good question here with regards to what I think might be a conflict.
Please, did somebody call me?
I thought it was, I'm sorry, Avia. No, keep driving. I was wondering. I was like, why she got her hand up? She's driving.
Drive safe. Yeah, with the potential conflict, because I mean, you use the word safe space, and then further down the line,
Okay.
use, you expressed that, you know, the first point is for folks to really kind of speak their mind. I feel like there might be possible conflicts there. I'm just thinking, I'm just curious how you think of, how you're thinking or how you've thought about that particular balance. Yeah, hope the question made sense.
I think so. So the way of council is a fairly old and ancient practice that's been used in a number of communities. And the intention is to create a safe space. So that's why these intentions are here and stated up front. One of them is, like the big one's no crosstalk. So if somebody says something, you're not like, if it's not, you're not next, you're not supposed to like reply or ask questions or get clarification. You're supposed to just absorb what was said and sit with it. So it's a different kind of conversation and way of being. It's not intellectual, it's more from the heart. So the goal is to open the heart and listen from the heart, and connect at a deeper level. And yeah, because this is our first one, I have a feeling that some people won't go really super deep and share like vulnerable stuff. Share what you're comfortable sharing. There's a lot of people here. I'm actually shocked at how many people showed up today. And so, yeah, this is a practice. This is our first run. It may be bumpy at times. It may get emotional. It might not. But yeah, I would just encourage everybody to lean into the practice and trust the process and see what happens.
Yeah. And come and see what happens. Something will happen. So I hope that we all sort of, we'll roll through with it. And it is set up for that, it's to sort of listen with your heart, speak from your heart, and then see where that takes us. Cool. All right.
Okay. Just to clarify. Yeah, just to clarify, because before, my understanding, at least as it's used contemporarily, a safe space is an environment where someone is where someone cannot be, I don't know, re-traumatized or anything like that. And if you're having someone say share vulnerability, which is of a past trauma, then someone else in the group, kind of becomes re-traumatized, then that kind of, goes counter to the idea, at least as it's defined right now, of a safe space. So, but then like if the idea is to just, no crosstalk and that kind of thing, completely appreciate that. But yeah, I just want clarification in terms of what the definition of safe space was, especially as it pertains to vulnerable or asking people to be vulnerable, and I suppose trauma as well. But yeah, thanks for expanding on that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, since this is our first time around, I would say if you want to keep it light, keep it pertinent to maybe Catalyst and Fund 9 results, which is kind of our topic for today. And if there are feelings of frustration or disappointment or things, those are appropriate. But if there is true trauma that is being triggered, then yeah, I would say I would leave that up to each individual, how much they want to share. And if you want to bow out, that's also completely appropriate if it gets uncomfortable.
It's a good point. It's a really great point. Thanks for bringing it up, A. Like the idea of safety and, giving up some of your safety to the group. Our intention is to create a safe space, but it is up to the individual ultimately. However, we are there to support you going through these things. And if the traumas are coming up and you need a place to ground it out or to express it, if that feels better than the other thing, which is to not say anything, or how that might work out, we'll definitely work that into the beginning of the meeting and make sure that this safe, like we could define the, and I welcome you, please join us there. In just about 8 minutes is my intention to start it up. I'd like to go through the next few slides and quickly get into the one. I love being on time. So here we go, sharing some screen. We are finishing up our birthday month. The C4C is about 1 year old. And as a part of that initiative is to create a video compilation of things. And I can share something in the chat here. There's a little form where you can answer some questions and and submit an uploaded video. Okay, so what's coming up in the future? The Fund 10 is incoming, new member onboarding and impact lead generation, and proposal writing, all the different things. We sort of kick off, we kick off Project the C4C is sort of attuned to Project Catalyst and the seasons of Project Catalyst. And right now, at the beginning of a fund, we turn our attention to welcoming new members to Cardano, Project Catalyst, and to C4C. The thing that's sort of after those things is the Cardano Summit. And during the Cardano Summit, which if you haven't gotten the link, you should have the link. There are two parts of the summit that we are focused on. One is local meetings, because we believe that climate action is a decentralized function, and they have an initiative there with the Cardano Summit to create local meetings. And you can sign up for or see if a local meeting is in your area. There's a form to fill out there at that link. Also, the second thing is nomination of speakers and projects. These are initiatives by the Cardano Summit folk. And we're investigating, the categories that they've set out and nominating and et cetera, et cetera. Something that we as C4C are trying to bring, or is our initiative to bring, our intention to bring, is what we're calling the global stage for impact. And this has to do with time zones and different languages. If you can't make a local meeting or local meeting's not in your area, we'd like to do a virtual meeting. Okay, now you may be asking yourself, how do I get involved with more of these incredible meetings? And I'd like to share this calendar and the other events that are going on in the community. Of course, there are things with Little Fish and Gimbal Labs, who I see happily represented here today. But also there's a LATAM meetup on Thursdays, the Africa Town Hall meetup on Fridays, bi-weekly. We have event planning meetings and impact lead generator meetings, lots and lots of meetings, lots of ways to get involved. But what I love to do, and is a big part of what we do at C4C, is that we like to say thank you. Please and thank you are not just for little kids, they're for everybody. And one of the initiatives that we have going on is the C4C Appreciation Wall Miro board. Let's talk about the Miro board. I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. You can just go onto this Miro board, fill out a little card here to someone. It feels great to do as someone giving the kudos or the appreciation, and it feels great to receive. And it really is part of that economy of transactions and relationship. It's definitely something that I am appreciative that this community is bringing to me. And in that vein, one of the things that we do is working with the Gimbal token, and we have a bounty for this meeting, and it is here in at our DWork page. And you can go to follow that link and fill out a bounty, or fill out the instructions and get some Gimbal tokens in the future. Okay, what is next is our Community Council September 2022 celebration. The theme of is celebration and support. Okay, so that is a short version of our C4C weekly meetup. I'm going to say, unless there's anything else that someone wants to put onto the YouTube recording, we'll wave goodbye to our YouTube fans. Does anybody have anything to say? Maybe about the Cardano Summit or the, no, we're waving. Okay, bye-bye YouTube. See you later.